Hello, my name is Maxine. Welcome back to my yoga YouTube channel. Happy New Year. It's been a little while since I've been on last. Tonight I'm going to do some cozy pajama yoga practice as it's really cold out here, about -1 or 2 degrees in this northeast of England and Geordie land here. So if you just like to roll your mat out, put your jammies on and join me. And to begin with, we'll just do a nice warm up that will really get us warm and de-stresses us, lets go of any stress and tension. So first of all, just stand nice and tall, and then taking a deep breath in, raising the arms up, inhale, exhale out, inhale up, and exhale, fold, inhale up, out, in, out. Really gets that energy moving and warms us up nicely. Just until you feel re-energized, and let's fold it over and take a ragdoll. Gentle sway. Maybe grab the elbows, just letting the weight of the body pull you down. Nice deep nourishing breaths, all that fresh oxygen going to the brain. And then let's just take the hands to the ground and step it back into a down dog. Nice strong triangle. And then straight down into a tabletop. And let's slope back into a child pose. And then remembering also, anytime during your practice, feel free to come down into a child pose of your choice. Those moments of stillness in between are more important than the practices themselves. So let's begin. Just to take a moment to arrive in the present, to ground and center ourselves. Let's take the arms down by our sides. Inhale up to the sky. Really filling up the lungs, and exhale to prayer at the heart center. Lengthening through the spine. Just imagine there was a thread pulling from the top of our head up to the sky. So just tuning into the breath, in and out through the nose, closing the eyes down. To let go of the busyness of your day, any chaotic times you've been having, just release and let that go. And maybe set an intention also, as it's the beginning of the new year, or any time at the beginning of our practice. It's always a good idea to set an intention for maybe whatever we'd like to get out of the class, or but today what we would like to set and intend for our future. And then let's begin interlocking the fingers. Take the arms straight down. Inhale up to the sky, and just let's let the hips rock off one side as we reach over to the opposite side, feeling that lovely stretch down the side of our body, top body. Then inhale up to the center, and let the hips slip over to the opposite side, reaching over, feeling that lovely stretch down the top side body, and back to center. Release and sweep the arms down by our sides, and let's circle the shoulders forward, up, back and around and down. And then the opposite way, forward. So what we inhale as we'll open the heart. Exhale as we round it down. Let's just hold the chin to the chest for several breaths, just to gently stretch out the neck. And then roll the head to the side as we inhale to the back, exhale to the opposite side and forward to the front, and the opposite way, inhale and exhale. And then let's reach out with a nice deep inhale up to the sky and reach down onto your right side and over, stretching down out the top side body, and then inhale back to center, reaching over and stretching down again the top side body. And this time let's just fall onto our bum, straighten the opposite leg out, and let's turn our torso to the lengthened straight leg and flex the foot. By the way, I've got odd socks on just to keep your feet warm because I couldn't actually find a pair to match. Despite having a basket full of odd socks, there was not one single fluffy pair in there. So inhale up to the sky and exhale as we really lengthen. You can soften the knee if need be, just to help you fold it down, grabbing onto wherever you can get hold of, whether it be your calf, ankle, you could be here, use a strap if you've got one, or a towel or a belt, and then just pull it down and in. A little closer, nice deep breath, deep stretch. And then when you're ready, bring it up. So at that point, this knee is kind of pointing out over as that leg is at, say, 3 o'clock. And so it's just sort of on an angle there. And then let us reach behind and take hold of the thigh and just use that arm behind and the hand as a prop to lengthen through the spine, so the spine's vertical, and just turn it around. And then let's release and let's reposition the knee here, so the knee is going out on an angle opposed to the leg was maybe just slightly in on an angle. We're just going the opposite way here with the knee. If possible, don't worry if your knee's not going out that wide. And let's just walk it and relax it down forward and rest it here. Maybe pray the hands. You could have active arms, passive arms. And then as we bring it up here, let us reach sideways down the straight leg. So push, I like to push on the thigh here and grab onto my foot and just gently push, little pulses, just easing into that, a deeper stretch down the side body there. A little further, just to also stop the knee from coming up. Just a little bit further, breathing into that nice deepening stretch. And then when you feel ready, so if you possibly can, your hand can turn and grab for the foot from the inside. I know you can't see it on that shot there, but hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. And then reach over and grab for the foot. And don't worry if you are here, that's perfectly fine. Just taking it as far down as you can, sideways opposed to front ways. And then let us reach behind, and again let's just take another little twist with the hand behind and the opposite one on the thigh, just to encourage and deepen that twist there. And then let's plant the palm behind and lift up, pushing the hips to the sky, the heart to the sky. And then sweep it down, and let's sweep the leg across into cow face. So foot flat, knee up, or if you'd rather take it further around, do so. Or maybe just take a bind. So you could take, first of all, the hand, the same hand as the knee that's highest, using that hand and the arm as a prop. You may hook the leg in here, anything that feels most comfortable for you to encourage and deepen the twist. If you can bind, your hand can go through and you reach behind. Reach for the hands. I'm not there yet. After 9 years of practice, everybody's different, so some may be capable of certain things and where you may not be capable of others. So remembering that yoga is a journey of self-realization, so wherever we are at is perfect. So just enjoy that moment of stillness with that nice twist, deepening the breath. And then let's take the arm out from behind, turn the palm up over, bend the elbow, and take the back of the hand up the centre of the spine, wiggle it up, walk it up, help it with the other hand if you need to. Don't worry if you're not reaching the fingers. This is my tighter side. This side, when I first began my practice, I couldn't reach for a little while. A strap or a belt's handy, or a towel that you can just chuck over and walk and meet the fingers together eventually. Maybe just take a gentle sway and just relax and breathe. And then let us roll the shoulders, little massage, circle them in one direction, then the other way, and rolling the head one way. Oh, I had a crack there. Then the opposite way. And then let us take the shin of the bottom leg parallel with the mat, and then want to place the opposite shin on top, so the foot just above the knee, just across here, and you might find your knees up in the air like that. That's perfectly fine. You could just lean back and rest on the opposite hand, pushing that leg down. And I feel like I like to just lift myself, rock it up there, and move the flesh and the bum cheeks out of the way, and then just lean it forward gently. Maybe take the hands and the forearms down, rest it here maybe, or maybe you're here. If your leg's not sat crossed on the top, you could just sit with the ankles crossed and just lean it forward. Again, you are still getting that nice stretch and the hip opening. And then just maybe creep it further forward, maybe little tiny pulses. Nice deep breath in as we bring it up, and then let's just untie the legs, reach forward, back into tabletop. Maybe take some cat-cows here in between before we begin the other side. So inhale. As I bring the chin and tailbone up, maybe lift the knees. You could shift the shoulders into the centre. Just move it around in any which way feels good for you. And let's stretch it out into the child pose for a moment. And then lift it up, back onto our knees. Finding a nice straight spine. Inhale up to the sky. And exhale, reach down to the left side. Bending the elbow, reaching over as far as you can. Breathing into that side body. Inhale back to center. And exhale, reach down to the opposite side. Breathing into that side body. And this time, just fall onto the right bum cheek and take the leg out. So again, the knee, the leg is in, sort of in over and on an angle because I'm turning the torso to reach across the leg. And flexing the foot, lengthen through the spine. Nice deep inhale, exhale, reach and lengthen, hinge and fold. Grab onto wherever you can get hold of and pull it in and in. A little closer, a little closer. And then bringing it up, let us switch behind and take hold of the opposite thigh, just to press and encourage a deeper twist here. And then let's reposition that knee so the thigh is coming out on an angle, heel towards the perineum, and maybe just lift up the bum cheeks out of the way and just gently walk it down to whatever degree suits you. Rested, active arms, passive arms, or prayer, or maybe you are here, that's perfectly fine. With practice, you will inevitably get lower and lower. And then let's lift it up here now. So this time we're going to come sideways down the leg. Got a sniffly nose with this cold weather. And so grabbing onto wherever you can get hold of. And then also I like to press on the thigh, so it really helps encourage the stretch down the side body, little by little, deeper and deeper. And then eventually, so taking the hand, if you can, grab on the inside of the foot, and then reaching over, if you can reach the foot, both hands. Otherwise, if you are here, eventually, gradually, you will reach the foot. Deep breath, very deep stretch. And then we're going to lift it up and sweep it around up into wild, baby wild thing. You could look down, pushing the hips up, or also the heart to the sky. And then sweep it back around, and this time lift the straight leg over and foot flat, or if you wanted to take it further round, the same hand as the knee, that's highest. Use that hand and arm as a prop, so lift it up and pull it back, opposite arm across. And as before, you could bind if you wish to. And just enjoy this moment of stillness, trying to deepen the twist, maybe it's fractionally more. And then take the hand from behind, turn the palm up, bend the elbow and just walk it, wiggle it, help with the other hand if need be, up the centre of the back. Reach to the sky, chin up, grab the elbow, just close the eyes and just enjoy the stillness. And then let's release, give the shoulders a little massage. Circle them in one direction, then the other way. And roll the head one way. And when you're ready, the opposite direction. And then, as before, just positioning that bottom shin parallel with the mat. Don't worry if it's not. And then the opposite outside of the foot, just above the knee on the thigh there. And then, like I say, might want to stick up in the air like that, might want to be up here. Just be patient with it and just gently ease it to where you want it to go. But wherever you are, whatever stage you are up to, is perfectly fine as long as you're following your breath. And then just wiggling the bum cheeks back as you just lean gently forward. It makes it a little bit more accessible. And then just rocking little by little, and then maybe resting it here or here, or just simply with the ankles crossed if this is a little bit too much for you just yet. And then eventually a little lower, maybe little pulses, walking the hands, creeping them a little further. You could have active arms, passive, or even prayer. Just breathing your way through it all of the way. And then let's untie the legs. Let's bring it into tabletop once again. And let's inhale, chin up, tailbone up. Tuck the toes, lift it and sink it back into downward facing dog. Nice deep breath, deep stretch. Right leg straight up in line with the body. Bring the knee to the nose, hips high, weight forward, step it through into a lunge. And let's bring it up. Several breaths, and then lower it down, uncurl the toes. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, sweep it back, lengthen, hinge, unfold. Deep breath, deep stretch, a little lower. And then let's bring that front knee above the ankle, lower the left hand down underneath the shoulder, and try and slip that back knee back a little further here, and if possible, grab for the foot. If you can't grab for the foot, take your hand behind the back to your opposite thigh, and then maybe you could lower down onto your forearm, possibly grabbing onto the ankle. But wherever you are, you want to be opening the heart to the sky. Nice deep breath, deep stretch. And then let's release, sit it back once again. And then bring it forward and back into down dog. Nice deep breaths in and out, just taking a little break, and then the left leg straight up in line with the body, and then bring the knee through to the nose, hips high, weight forward, grab the ankle if you needed to, bring it up, nice deep lunge, several breaths, and then lower it down. Inhale and uncurl the back toes, sweep it down, sit it back, lengthen, hinge, unfold as close in as you can. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. And then weight forward, opposite hand down, reach to the sky in the center. If you can, just shift that back knee back, dipping in the splits here helps you more easily be able to grab onto the foot. And then bend the knee. If you have the foot, bring it into the bum cheek. If not, just reach behind your back and then maybe come on up to the forearm, possibly grabbing the ankle. Again, opening the heart to the sky. Just have a moment of stillness with this lovely twist. And back bend there. Sitting it back, straightening the leg out, lengthen, hinge and fold once again. Nice deep stretch. And then weight forward, frame the foot, ball of the back foot, bring the spin back through into down dog. Nice deep breaths in and out, just a little breather, a nice little break. And then we're going to jump through or just step it through, find our way into cross leg position again. So you can step it through like I said, or lean forward, back, and then come through into cross leg position. So first of all, straighten the legs out and soften the knees. Maybe just reach it forward, walking the bum cheeks back out of the way and up to the sky. Nice deep inhale, lengthening, stretching it out. Exhale, hinge and fold, bringing the chest to the thighs and the head towards the shins. Again, grabbing onto wherever you can get hold of. Lengthen through the spine and pull it in a little closer. And a little closer. And then let's bring it up. Let's bring the feet together. And taking a hold, interlocking the fingers around the tops of the outsides of the feet. Bringing the heels into the centre. And just letting the knees bounce down. And then lowering it forward. So just maybe pushing the elbows into the legs, rounding it down, bringing the nose to meet the toes as close to as possible. Deep breath all the way. And then let's lift it up. So we rounded the spine down there. This time, on to reposition the hands. Use the backs of the arms with a straight spine, leaning forward. And just little pulses, bringing it down and down. And then let us cross the legs, bringing one foot in, take that leg down and the other one up. You can maybe touch your toes with your nose, or your nose with your toes, or your forehead, and just rock it in. And then let's exchange the opposite one. So I find to help it come in a little more easily, you can grab the foot with the same hand, lean forward with the opposite shoulder so you can place the foot into the crease of the arm, and then enables you to lift it up a little higher and pull it in a little tighter. And just taking another moment of stillness, just with the breath, and relax. And then from here, what I'm going to do is bring one heel into the centre and take the opposite leg out. So just like we did before, because now we're aiming for compass. So this is a simplified version of the compass, how we practiced earlier, just by reaching down and down and eventually reaching over and grabbing for the foot. Or the more advanced version is, so we've got the heel in towards the perineum here. I'm going to just lean over onto that bum cheek and then pick up this foot, so with the opposite hand on the outside, and want to try and get that leg over the shoulder and lift it up eventually straight and reach through and look under the opposite armpit. So this is really quite advanced, so don't worry if you're not here yet. Just take some nice deep breaths. And then lower it down. And then bring that heel in, take the opposite leg out. So again, as before, reaching sideways and just pressing onto the thigh just to help encourage that stretch. Pull it down and down, grab for the foot on the inside, reaching it over. So again, either stay here and work with a strap and just pull it down a little bit more at a time, and go for the compass, the full compass. So lifting up the foot, taking it on the outside with the opposite hand and rolling onto this cheek, lifting it up and try to straighten it out, and then looking underneath the opposite armpit. It's okay to feel a little shaky. I feel a little shaky here. Just deepen the breath. And then release when you're ready, and just be careful not to pull anything. I always seem to pull something on this side when I do that. So just be very careful and listen to your body. So taking some nice deep breaths just to relax it down, and then finding a nice comfortable crossed leg position, whether it be half lotus or maybe full lotus. And then a nice deep breath in, and exhale as we turn, reach behind, pulling on that thigh just to encourage and deepen the twist as we hold for several breaths. And then reach up with a nice deep inhale to the sky. Exhale, reach over to the opposite thigh, to the centre, crossing the tops of the arms. And eagle, lift the hands and the arms, reach it up to the sky. Nice deep inhale, just pray the hands if you struggle with your eagle pose. Exhale down to the ground, or towards the ground. Inhale up, release. Exhale, turn, and using that back arm as a prop, and pull on the thighs, encouraging the twist. Several nice deep relaxing breaths. Release and inhale up to the sky, and exhale, reaching over towards the opposite thigh. Bring the torso to the centre, tops of the arms are crossed. Eagle the arms, inhale up, and exhale, fold. Oops. And inhale up to the sky, and exhale, pray to the heart. So just taking a moment here as we slow down the breath, just noticing how we feel. Looking into the centre of the forehead with the eyes closed. Let's take a nice deep breath in, filling up the lungs. Hold it. And a big sigh out. Just feel that relax and release, letting go of any stress and tension. Just feeling that any blockages in this little energy body now have been moved and have flown freely. Just resuming a natural breath in and out through the nose. And now is a good time for meditation because we've released all of that energy, let go of all the stress and tension. So it's really prepared our bodies to sit nicely and still. Whether you want to lie down as in Shavasana or take a seated meditation pose, maybe the hands resting on the knees, making a mudra. Mudras are hand gestures that encourage energy to flow throughout the body. Just focusing on the breath, maybe noticing the rise and fall of the chest. And if any thoughts pop into your mind, just catch them before they turn into a story and let them go. Just simply come back to the breath. Just relaxing the forehead as we look into the centre of the forehead, into that emptiness. Relax the jaw. Feel that relaxation wash over the shoulders and down the arms and the forearms into the hands. Just take a moment so you can notice the energy collected there in the palms of your hands, right through down into your fingertips. So we inhale and exhale through the nose, and then coming back up through the hands, the back of the hands, the backs of the arms, past the elbows, up the backs of the arms into the shoulders, across the back of the tops of the shoulders to the nape of the neck. As we inhale and exhale, imagine that energy spiraling down our spine, round and round every vertebra, one at a time. Passed over the lungs, down into our hips. Feel that energy gathering there in the hip area, the pelvis. Nice deep breath in and out over the thighs, down past the knees, over the shins, the fronts of the feet, into the tips of the toes. And then back up through the soles, drawing that energy back up past the heels, the calves, the backs of the legs, to the bum cheeks. And just take a moment to be aware of the shape of our body sat here and the weight of it on the mat. And as we take a nice deep inhale, exhale, just let the physical body melt away into the earth below. And then as we inhale, breathing in the lightness of that fresh oxygen, the life force prana energy. Just let's be aware that any blocked energy we may have been holding on to has been released during our practice and has flown freely. Take a moment to feel the lightness of that energy flowing freely. Just looking into the centre of the forehead, just immersing ourselves, the lightness of our subtle energy body flowing freely into that nothingness, that emptiness, that space, that freedom, the peace and the calm. Getting lighter and lighter, and going deeper and deeper. So if you want to continue, just switch off the video now and continue here as long as you like. Just simply follow the breath as the thoughts keep popping in. Just deepen it, maybe notice the rise and fall of the chest and the belly. And just let those thoughts go. If you want to prepare to leave, let us take one more deep breath in, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale into prayer. And let's take a moment, some nice last deep conscious breaths, remembering that our breath is a powerful tool, always accessible for us to reconnect and reclaim our natural state of being, of peace and calm and love and joy that resides within us always. And as always, taking a moment of gratitude just to give ourselves a big thank you for showing up on our mats, our bodies for what they have achieved, and all of the blessings in our lives. It really is a little mood lifter, lifts our spirits and our vibrations when we are grateful. So when you're ready, gently open your eyes and let's pray and bow. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, and if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. Goodbye.